Okay, so first off, let me explain to you what I think an ace is in my perspective. Okay, so I would say an ace is killing all five enemies. You know, Siege, it's a 5v5, right? That's what I would say is an ace. If an enemy kills one of their allies, I wouldn't say it's an ace. Some people think an ace is killing all the enemies that there are. Like if there's only four on the enemy team because one of them left or one's just not there for some reason, or a teammate killed one of them. Some people think that that's getting an ace, but in my eyes, I don't get an ace unless I kill all five of them. It's five on Siege anyways. On Siege, it's killing all five. They can't respawn. It's making sure they're fully dead, getting them down, and finishing them off. Alright? I mean, it's kind of a cheap ace if you're finishing somebody off that you didn't get down. I guess that would still count as an ace, but that's pretty cheap, right? Unless the person that got them down isn't alive anymore, I wouldn't say that counts. I would say it counts if the person that got them down is dead and no one's there to claim that kill. Then I would say, of course, kill them. But if you steal their kill, then that's just... I never do that. I never... ever, I promise you right now, I never want to steal someone's kill. I mean, of course I want to, but I don't do it. I let them get their kill. Unless that person that got them down is dead, then I would kill that person. But I'm not going to steal their kill. Even if they double down each other, which means the person, like an enemy and a teammate down each other, they're both down because they both got each other down. I wouldn't go over and kill the enemy and then revive my teammate like 90% of the people do. And it's alright if you do, it's whatever, I don't care. But I would go over and I would revive my teammate and let him claim his kill. Unless, for example, an enemy is reviving that teammate that is down, then I would kill both of them, right? Like, it's simply if that person is down, like, I'm not going to steal their kill, is what I'm saying. Now, anyways, on this, it is that if you kill all five, if an enemy's missing, then you can't kill all five. If a teammate's missing and there's still five enemies, then of course it can still count as an ace. But to me, it has to be kill all five on this, and I prefer, I don't count them in this unless I killed all five of them. I got them fully down and fully killed them. I didn't steal anybody's kill. I'm not going to count that as an ace to me. You definitely can, but in my video, I'm not going to do that. And later on, there's just one, which I'll explain it later. For now, let's just say what this is. The first one that I got in this video, which was definitely not my first ace, let's just say that right now. This video is not at all of my aces. I'm gonna say all my aces, whether you believe me or not. This is the honest truth. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna list from the least to most aces that I've got, okay? So I got 0 aces with Mira, which makes more sense than anything considering she's been out the least with Jackal, right? But I got 0 aces with Mira, 0 aces with Hibana, 0 with Capiteo, 0 with Blitz, 0 with Capcom, 0 with Glass, 0 with Montang, and 0 with Twitch. And then it goes 1 with Echo, 1 with IQ, 1 with Thatcher, 1 with Castle, 1 with Pulse, 1 with Caviera, 1 with Recruit, and yes, I'm counting Recruit here because, I mean, how else am I supposed to include this? 1 with, like, I was a Recruit when I got this ace. And then it goes 1 with Tashanka, which is in this video, 1 with Bandit, 1 with Frost, 1 with Smoke, which is also in this video. And then it goes 2 with Rook, 2 with Valkyrie, 2 with Ashe, 2 with Jaeger, and 3 with Jackal. Yes, I know he's been out the shortest, but 2 of the 3 are in this, so it's not like you don't believe me, because 2 of them are in this. So you can't really say I'm a liar with that one, because I promise you, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be lying about this. I got 3 with Doc, 4 with Blackbeard, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. This one is a little sad, whether you think it's pathetic or not. I don't think it's pathetic. It's just, you know, it makes a lot more sense when I say it this way. I got 4 with Blackbeard simply around the month or 2 months when he first came out because he was the most overpowered character by far. When he first came out, he was like Frost. Frost shotgun, the Super 90 was just, it was like a sniper shotgun. It would absolutely destroy you from across the map. Okay, not fully across the map, but you could be way over there and it would absolutely crush you. That shotgun was just a god of a gun. That's basically what Blackbeard was. It's not that his marksman rifle was garbage way back when, but it's definitely a lot better now, especially if you use muzzle brake. I definitely recommend the muzzle brake on his shotgun. I mean, not his shotgun, on his marksman rifle. But way back when he first came out, before they nerfed him like 50 times, I know literally they didn't nerf him 50 times, but I'm just saying, he was a beast. His shield was practically indestructible, even the Glass's sniper rifle. The only gun that could remotely destroy it with one magazine, as far as I remember, there's only one gun that could, and that was Frost's shotgun, her super sniper, oh my god, her Super 90 was the only gun that I can remember destroyed it. Maybe Valkyrie's shotgun, because her Spaz was pretty good back then, and it still is pretty good, honestly, but it's not as good. But as far as I remember, it was only Frost Super 90 that completely destroyed it with one magazine. It had so much health. All you had to do was rappel in the window with just your head showing with that shield in front of you, and you're guaranteed to win. You're basically guaranteed to win. That's when I got all 4 of my aces with Blackbeard. I got all 4 a long time ago when he first came out, basically a year ago. And next we have Thermite. I got 4 with Thermite, and I got so many 4 pieces with Thermite. When I say 4 piece, I mean I killed 4 of them, not all 5, but 4 of them. But with Thermite, I got a total of 4 aces. And with Sledge, it goes Fuse. I got 6 aces with Fuse so far, and as you can see, 3 of the 6 are in this video, and 2 of those 6 are cluster charge aces. One of them was with a cluster charge. One cluster charge killed all 5 of them. Yes, I put a cluster charge down and started to put it off, but it didn't have enough time to go off. The first one killed it, right? I mean, yes, it started to shoot them out, but it didn't fully kill them. It wasn't able to explode yet. They shot out, but they weren't able to blow up yet, if you know what I mean. Next, we got 7 with Sledge, which 2 of them were the very first 2 aces in this video, and we got 7 with Buck, and an insane amount of 9 with Mute, and one of them is in this video. I'm not sure where I put it, but I did put it in this video. One of my 9 aces with Mute are in this video. And I mean, it definitely makes sense with Sledge, Buck, and Mute why they have so many aces, because those 3 are by far my 3 favorite, with the exception of Tushenka. Now, if we want to say how many aces I got with each character, I got 23 out of 31 aces with characters. There's 31. There's actually 30 characters, but I say 31 because I'm including Recruit. And when I say Recruit counts as an attacker or a defender, so he only counts as 1. But he will account as if you get an ace for the defending or attacking team. But he still only counts as 1 person because he's still a recruit no matter if you're attacking or defending. That's why I say 31. There's only 30 actual characters, but the extra 1 is recruit. I got 23 out of 31 characters with aces. And I already said the zeros were Twitch, Montaigne Glass, Capcom, Blitz, Capiteo, Hibana, and Mira were the ones with 0 aces. So that's 8 with zeros, 23 with aces. And if you want to go by the time played with each character, this is apparently what my account goes by about my the amount played with each, not amount played, my top 10 most used characters. Once I combined them together, it was 10th that I came in was Frost, because I used Frost so much when she came out. I used her so much for months there. I used her a lot. And then apparently it's 9th with Doc, it's Jaeger, Thermite, and then here we start getting into my favorite characters except one, which is which I'll say in a second. But in 6th place is Glass, and I can tell you that right now because Glass he wasn't really good. He was more of just one of the lower tier characters for a very long time until he got his thermal. He started to come back with the team, but I of course always used him, just never used him an extraordinary amount. That's why he's down here right now, because I haven't used him too much, but I've been starting to use him a lot more in the past couple months. But he's 6th, and then in 5th would be Smoke, which if we went by Glass having the thermal from the beginning, Glass would definitely be here instead of Smoke, even though one's a defender, one's an attacker. It's just the amount played because Glass wasn't as OP, and I would have used him as more, is what I'm trying to say. And in 4th place, we got Fuse. 3rd place, we got Buck. 2nd place, we got Sledge. And 1st, of course, is Mute, my favorite of all time. And yes, Jackal isn't here like all the defenders. I mean, all the, like, a bunch of the DLC. There's only 2 DLC in this. And that's because it makes sense, because you don't have, like, they're not out since the beginning to be playing as them as long. I'm sure that, yeah, I'm positive that they would be a lot longer played if they're out since the beginning. But because they've been out less than others, like the original operators, they're not going to be used as much unless you just use that character once they come out, right? But Frost and Buck are in this, and you probably are guessing, how in the hell is Buck 3rd? He's a DLC character, and you just explained DLC characters haven't been out since the beginning. I've played this game since it's been out, yes. But Buck and Frost were the 2 first DLC characters. And Buck has been one of my favorites since the beginning, since he's come out, right? So you can't really say, so I've been using him a lot since. He's one of the ones that I just cycle through and use him a lot. And that's why, because I use him more than a bunch of the original operators. That's why he's up there. He has been the first DLC characters. So if you don't believe me, I mean, I guess you don't, but it's not like it's such an extraordinary thing to believe, because of the fact that he has been out for so long that it does make sense. And Frost has 2, that's why she's in 10th. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right now, there's only 2 defenders that I love. The rest I like. I guess I like a bunch of the other ones, but there's only 2 that are in my love category, and that is Tashanka and Mute. First is Tashanka, first is Mute. He's my favorite in the entire game. Then it's Tashanka, is my second favorite defender. And then if we go on the attacking team, I have 5 that have posed to be my favorite. Which, of course, I do use other operators. You obviously see that. I use every single person in the game. Every single person in the game. But these are my top 5 favorite of the attacking team. And that is, this isn't in order. This is just 5 of them. Well, I'll save my best 2 for last. And I'll say but these are like my top favorite. I got Jackal, which he is just a beast for 1v1s. If it's a 1v1, like it's you left and an enemy left, Jackal has such the advantage because of the fact that he can track you down, right? And he can locate you with his footstep scanning ability. I forget what you call it at the moment. But he can track you down. He's going to know where you're at in the 1v1 situation. He's going to have the advantage. And his C7E and his PDW are extremely good weapons in my opinion. His shotgun is pretty good, but not even close to one of the top 2 weapons. His C7E and his PDW are amazing. And not to mention, he has a secondary sawed-off shotgun, which is kind of bad, honestly. But he can blow hatches. I prefer to use Jackal with the C7E, his sawed-off shotgun, and smoke. Because I can use the sawed-off shotgun to break hatches and break down holes in the wall and stuff a lot easier. Right? And the smoke I can use to just smoke out the room, quickly run in, see some footsteps without having to worry about getting my head blown off, because there's smoke everywhere, and I can use that smoke to escape, smoke's just pretty useful, honestly, in this game. I'm not talking about smoke, but since we're on smoke right now, not his toxic gas, but like, smoke grenade. And then we got Fuse. Fuse, I mean, obviously, you know why. His LMG, his AK-12 are just really good weapons. They're just really good weapons. You can't say they're not good. Maybe not to you, but, I mean, most people are going to say those are some good weapons. And his shield with the pistol, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. The PMM is really good. And then he has the other pistol, which I can't remember the name, has 19 bullets. You can just hit fire, and you're bound to get some shots onto them, unless you're, like, way across the room. But, I mean, with his shield and both his main guns, he's really good. And then we got Sledge and Buck, which are my 2 favorite, which Buck, his Martian rifle is by far my favorite Martian rifle in the game. Even though Blackbeard's holds a lot, Blackbeard's does still have a little kick. Even sorry, the mic cut out, of course, like it should, of course, obviously. I'm sorry, that was sarcasm. I'm stupid, but Buck, his assault rifle does seem to have the most recoil in the game. His assault rifle, but his assault rifle, I still like it. I mean, you can burst fire with it if you really need to, but I like it. It's pretty dang good, and I like his Marksman rifle and his pistol. Jackal's pistol, his USP, is actually my favorite in the game, but I know I didn't say it as I said I like to use assault shotgun, but I simply said I like to use assault off shotgun with Jackal because of the fact that I can break hatches and have smoke, or I'd have to use the breaching charge, right? That's why. But his USP, I love it. It does have a lot more recoil than like Bucks or Frost per se, but it is not as bad as a Desert Eagle. But the USP is just, I just really like it. I don't know what it is. There's nothing in particular that I can really like come out and say that I love about it. It's just the pistol. I just like it. I don't know why. But I mean, the last one is Glass. Glass, I mean, his sniper rifle does do a kick, but it is probably, you probably get the most potato with Glass, even though you're probably like, wait a second, no, you can't get the most potato because his scope is the most zoomed in the game, more than an ACOG. How are you going to get potato with it? I mean, that's only if you're like right on top of them, but there's no point in the game probably where you're going to get right on top of them, right? Like where they're not going to be shooting back at you, and if they do, they can just move a little bit and you're so zoomed in so close to them that you're not even going to hit them, right? It's just, you know, his gun is thermal, so it's going to help you out a lot, and he has good choices for pistols. But I got Glass, Fuse, Jackal, Buck, and Sledge as my favorites. I love Sledge. He one shots walls. He makes a big hole in the wall you can go through. One shots hatches. One shots castle barricades. You can kill people with the sledgehammer, even though it's pretty hard to, honestly, unless you get them down. But its hitbox seems a little bit off. But and his L85 is just so good. His L85 is really good. His shotgun isn't really that good, but it's not bad. It's more like a neutral gun. And not to mention that he has the SMG and frag grenades. So that just makes him a beast. I just love his class. His class is my favorite. And yes, Smoke has a really similar one, but Smoke doesn't have grenades. Smoke would have been my second favorite loadout since he would have had his pistol, the FM. Not his pistol, his SMG, the FM, and then the secondary SMG, the SMG-11, and then he had a nitro cell and 3 smoke grenades. But he doesn't have a nitro cell anymore. He has impacts. Way back when he used to have the nitro for the longest amount of time, but he doesn't anymore. He has impacts. Impacts are good, but I love the nitro so much more. I would have said his loadout would have been my second favorite because I do like frag grenades more, especially since I have 2, and I can just hold them in, chuck them. If I hold them in long enough and chuck them on top of an enemy, it's just going to blow them up. They have no chance. No chance unless it's a Jaeger device or they move, right? So, that's not it. Like, the sledgehammer, the L85, the SMG-11, and the frag grenades. Sledge is my favorite class. Yes, Mute is my favorite character, but Sledge is my favorite class. If you want to go by my favorite characters in order, it's Mute, Sledge, Buck, Tashenka, Fuse, Glass, and then Jackal. The others, it would take me more time to think about, but I can just tell you right now, those are my favorite characters. Just like that. And now we're going to talk about the aces in this video, and I'm going to say it in order. Yes, it's a little bit late, but here it is. We got... The first one in this video was Sledge, and that was my 6th ever ace with Sledge. That was 6 out of 7 aces. My 6th out of my 7th ace with him. And then the second one was Sledge again, which was my 7th with him, which was my 7 out of 7 aces with Sledge so far. And then we got Jackal, and that's the third one was Jackal. That's my 2nd ace ever with Jackal, which is 2 out of 3 aces that I have had with Jackal. And then the 4th one was Fuse, and that was my 4th out of 6 aces with Fuse. And then the 5th one was Fuse again, and that was my 5th out of 6 aces with Fuse. And then we got Jackal, which was my 3rd ace with Jackal, which is the 3 out of 3 aces with Jackal that I've ever had, which was the 6th. And 7th was Tashenka, which was my 1st ever ace with Tashenka. I have had 4 pieces with Tashenka. I can't say I've had many, but I've had at least 3 that I recall. and that was my 1/1 aces with Tachanka. 8th was Fuse for the 3rd time in this video, which was the 6th ace that I've got with him, which is my 6/6 aces with Fuse. And then the 9th one was Smoke, which was my first ever ace with Smoke. Yes, that's a little surprising, but that was my first ace with Smoke, 1/1. And then 10th was Valkyrie, which was my 2nd ever ace with Valkyrie, which is 2/2 aces I've ever got with her. And this is okay. This is unbelievable. This is the only one that you might not believe, even though I have it on footage. The last kill, of course, cut out. You saw me get the first 4 kills, but there was still one person left when it cut out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, whether you think this is a lie or not. It cut out. So the last kill that I got, it cuts out for some strange reason. Like if you use Share Factory, maybe it's just my PlayStation, but if you use Share Factory, does this happen to you too, where just some things cut out? Like it just skips a little bit for some reason after you record the clip. Like during the clip, it just skips a little bit. Like it didn't record that part of the clip, like a little bit. It just, for some reason, didn't record me getting the last kill, which was really irritating. Especially since the fact that this was my ace. And whatever. The 11th one was Rook, which is my 2nd ace ever with Rook. 12th was Echo, which was my first ever ace with Echo. And I've had four pieces with Echo. But that was my first whole ace. And then this is the last ace in this video, which was my 13th in this video, which was Mute, which was the 9th ace I've ever got with Mute, which was 9/9. This is the 9th ace I've ever got with Mute.
So how aced.